to the NASCAR Pepsi Cup Series first annual podcast episode. We'll be going over the full season so far, which has only been one Cup race and two Xfinity races and two truck races. I got some guys with me, guests with me here. We got Gavin, Small,
Sup?
and Deacon.
Sup? I just did something weird in the William Byron Bumblebee reject car, but I'll get in on that another time.
Anyways, let's start off right from Truck Series at Daytona. We saw an interesting race. About 10 guys showed up. And really it looks like guys like DK had a good truck all day. And turns out DK was ended up being your winner of the race, as he is here today.
My truck struggled that whole race. I couldn't figure. It was just so loose in the corners.
Yeah, getting the win for Hendrick Motorsports and its truck team.
Was it truck or? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna ask it. Was it truck race the one where we had problems with the speeding penalties?
I think so. Yeah, we had a little bit of problems.
Like 3 or 4 people got speeding penalties.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely played a part in the race. But at the end there, DK was able to put very good blocks on Gomez and take him to victory. Let's move up to Xfinity Series at Daytona. This was a very entertaining race. Gavin, were you there? Or is that no?
I think I.
No, I think you had to go to your grandma's or something, right?
I know. I think was that the race. I think that's the race I watched on the stream.
Yeah, I think so. But anyways, Aubie ended up coming out with the win. Congratulations to him, getting a win for CRM.
I quit.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Just keep going. You said Aubie wins. I said I quit.
Okay, interesting opinion there. So let's talk about a bit of the final lap here. We're 3x3 on the backstretch, and Luke and Boy driving in for Boger, who had to do some stuff in the 54 Denny Hamlin machine, actually wrecked on the backstretch on the final lap. Something that really I didn't expect from Luke and Boy there, but Luke and Boy had he had a bad car. It's just he was in the back most of the race, and definitely not what I expected from what I expect to be a top tier driver here in the Pepsi Cup Series. Gavin, what do you think mostly about that performance?
That was very surprising. Honestly, my pick to win. Also, I picked you were Small to win, and I think Small could have had like 3rd or 4th, but Speedy came down and blocked him. But I still think it had a pretty good race overall.
DK, what do you personally think about that finish and Aubie getting the win?
Not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure I wasn't there, but it's pretty cool to see one of my buds. Like we both started racing leagues together, and I kind of know how he drives, but wasn't expecting him to pull off a win, especially holding off Boger. But
And yep. So we're going to flash back to the duels here, and that Small actually should not make the Daytona duel, so he unfortunately would not be able to race in the 500. But Small, can you explain what ended up happening?
So apparently, I think
Yeah, Cooper cannot make the 500. And yeah, Hendrick had a lot of replacement drivers for that race. A lot of Hendrick drivers did not make it. I think me and Gavin were the only full-time Hendrick drivers that actually made the race, right?
For what? The Cup race?
Oh, you're not full-time Hendrick, you're
No.
part-time, but that's like the only guy that...
And we'll get into more of the teams later, towards the middle of the episode. But before we go on, I want to talk about Red Bull Racing and how disappointing they've been this season.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
And
So, Gavin, what's your personal opinion?
So we'll get into the big news later, but Red Bull Racing, for one, I'm just gonna say, Charlie in the Daytona 500 was a dumpster fire. That's pretty much it. Charlie was a dumpster fire.
What do you think about the other guys for Red Bull Racing, like NASCAR 1710 and JBL, who has not made a start yet this season, but did pretty good in the Xfinity race?
JBL, I think JBL's by far the best on that team.
By far.
I haven't seen NASCAR race yet.
Gavin, remember he was in the 500, remember?
Oh yeah, it was. Hold on.
He was that guy that got put in the pits and wrecked.
Okay, I take that back. JBL's not. He didn't do that bad. It's just Charlie effed the whole race for the whole area. For the whole team, Charlie just screwed the race.
And about more teams as well. From a quick look from the truck series for Nice Motorsports with a small, how good do you think that team's going to be this season?
Ooh,
man. Well, so far, I don't know about anyone else, but they're kind of on my bad foot for this season. After what happened at, what was it, Vegas for trucks?
Yep.
Yeah, look, we do have 2 in a row in the truck series. We got Vegas and, what was it?
Daytona.
Yeah, got 2 in a row. Not bad. Not a bad start for me in that series, but, yeah. 45 wrecking me for the win and wrecking the field for, good position. So, not exactly on my right foot, so,
Oh yeah, I definitely think, Small, you're definitely contender to get the truck championship, especially when guys like Boger and Go Boom are not racing for truck points. So it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see what this team can pull off.
Now let's move to Las Vegas, and before we get to Las Vegas, we're gonna list some big news for some Las Vegas races. Elijah, to carry on.
Charlie was penalized after his basically paging of fuels in the Las Vegas race. He blew a tire. So before you guys think that, hey, he was loose, blowing a tire, no, you guys are about to see the real truth here. So I don't really know what his thought was here. I didn't really know what Charlie was thinking at all. What he decided to do was, instead of saying, he was like trying to go into the inside wall, which is kind of what we wanted him to do. At this point, there's like 3 laps left in the stage, so if the end caution comes out, it's over, So, man, it just shocked me to see this, but basically, what happened was, it just shocks me to see this, but he was sliding towards the inside wall, right, and it was fine, it was perfect, and then he shifted into second gear and then proceedably drove up the track. Mind you, he has a right rear tire blown, so it was he already made a mistake turning into second gear, and he comes up and fuels had nowhere to go. No blame on his side. And man, it just yeah. What do you? I mean, small. What do you personally think of that move?
Obviously, a stupid move. Obviously, and it's because he didn't know that was gonna happen. Even though I am one of his probably best friends, that was a move that he shouldn't have made. Obviously, if I was in that situation, I probably want to know what happened. I won't guard myself in situations like that. But Charlie's gone himself in the situation. I think everyone's gone. Because it's just, you don't do that. You don't do something against yourself in those situations.
And just to add on to it, he downshifted with a blown tire.
Yeah, definitely not the best move.
Any other news?
You know, the chat rating that happened. Don't really want to touch on this topic too much, but when I got offline last night, Looney rated the PS chat, but we were able to get it rebuilt and fix everything before things got too bad. Gavin, what do you personally think about that rating, and what's your opinion on it?
I was in the middle of when this happened. We were just chilling, playing some Madden. Out of nowhere, it says Looney Bird and Go Boom join the party. And I'm not gonna try to get too much of who he added, but he added like 24 people to the chat.
Yeah. Me, Gavin, and Charlie were all sitting in a party, and then all of a sudden I see Looney Bird 69 has joined the party, and I see all these randoms join. I'm like, who's the raid? And I checked, because I was wondering, like, how did Looney get in? And obviously it's like,
It just shocked me as a whole, but we're gonna move away from that topic. Back to the Xfinity race. We had actually a late race restart, overtime. And I was able to end up pulling away there as, according to Boger, he got held up small. What did you personally see from there?
me?
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, I wasn't ahead of him, and he says the person in front of him lagged. I honestly think it probably was true, because there's no way Bogu would screw his race over on after, like, something happened, because that's not Bogu-like thing to do, especially knowing that he can go out there and win. He had the fastest car, and he probably ain't screwed over, so he can do that. Also, I don't think I lied, but I probably did. But we obviously got held up by Speedy, but that was, my opinion on that. I mean, we probably lied.
Yeah,
What about you?
I definitely think lag was involved, considering the fact that going into turns 1 and 2, I heard a huge thud to the point where it's like, okay, like the only two ways you hear that thud is it like the field's wrecking or something like that, or there's lag and someone's got lag. So,
By the way,
that's
we
what I heard.
forgot
I
some
heard like a
news.
huge thud. Oh wait, what news, Gavin?
Uh, for one, I am signed with Red Bull Racing to be a full-time driver in the Cup Series, and
Cool.
a team. I'll let Elijah finish it. A team got.
I could.
Shmal, go ahead.
I don't know if this is the one that it was, but I've opened the new team called McLaren.
That is one, but can't remember which team. But the team got changed to the name of Rowdy Motorsports.
Oh, Joe.
Joe Gibbs
Oh,
Racing.
Joe Gibbs got changed to Rowdy Motorsports.
Yeah, and there's some changes around the old motorsport, around the roster changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
have.
yeah, Rowdy Motorsports has a new owner as well, Boger.
And if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken,
Boger,
Gomez
actually.
got kicked out of Rowdy Motorsports, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because of Boger.
After the
Boger
truck
straight up
race,
kicked him.
actually.
That was his first. That was Boger's first like demand. Kick Gomez out of the 11.
Oh yeah, and guys, let's touch on that situation real quick. According to Boger in the truck race, I obviously did not have a good view at all of seeing this.
I was in the back.
According to Boger, Gomez straight up ruined his chance and the Boger's chance at getting a victory over DK. DK, what did you personally see from that situation?
I didn't really exactly see a lot. I wasn't yet again. I was battling for the lead and got the win, but I heard over the radio transmission. That's what you guys call it here. Boger saying stuff like Gomez put him in the wall 3 separate times and stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't know
Gomez
what
was
to
struggling,
believe.
but I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I heard that also. And I was kind of confused because I obviously didn't see what happened. I was sitting in the wall in the tunnel and I was sitting against the inside wall because I was like, why the hell am I being aggressive?
I fought my own bad luck in that race too. Every single there was a lot of wrecks, and almost every single wreck there was, I was in the middle of it.
All right,
Yeah, that's
so
bad luck.
I think one thing we need to touch on is maybe this has something to do with a lot of NASCAR controversy or restrict plate tracks. If you're wondering what we're about to talk about, just all you need to think of is Denny Hamlin last season at Talladega on the final lap.
Oh yeah.
So
For Joey Logano this season.
this is about in my league. We tested this out in Iraq. We did a few test sessions of it. No WO line roll on the final lap. Now, Small, what do you think of this rule, and do you think it can maybe pan out into the Pepsi Cup Series later on?
Well, when we did IROC, my sister came in my room with 3 laps to go. I was like, stay here, stay on my bed, and just stay here and watch the epic finish. And obviously she didn't want to, so I think it can drag new viewers in to the league because how entertaining it'll be. You can be right down the wall, but when you come back up to get in the turn, whatever turn it is, you're sitting down. So I've obviously have not had really too good. I've not been too good at all with that WO line rule, but I love it.
Especially because, you know, I know it just, I'm always like that kind of guy that likes to stick with the just original rules and stuff like that, but especially this is like one of the first things that, like a new rule that I actually might not mind in like video game. And now in real life, someone would get killed with this rule. I'm not even just gonna lie. I don't know about you guys' opinions, but I think someone could get seriously injured if this rule is taking place. But I think before the corner. I think this rule could pan out to be a very interesting rule. DK, what do you personally think about this?
Oof. Really, really interesting rule. It's been a rule in racing. I'm pretty sure of that. But in a league like this, oof, it might change quite a bit. Also, if we're going to be talking about that line.
Also, I just want to say, a lot of people say in this game that if you win a triple plate league race, it doesn't require skill or anything. I personally don't agree with that,
Same here.
with or without this rule. because obviously holding your line, especially when you hit the apron and learning when to let off when you're pushing someone, definitely requires skill. It's not like when you just get the game and you get like start racing and stuff, driving aids on or off. Like
AKA
that
me.
just yeah, that just doesn't mean it's just every track in this game requires skill no matter what. So
Like, I honestly think, like, people are restricted by racing. The reason I feel like sometimes it's a lot fast is because I'm tired that people think they can go for a ride. Like, people just go for a ride because you're like, why not?
yeah, it
And
comes to IP too.
when they are for a ride, then that's how what happens. Is, and at Daytona, when you go free wide, I was like, oh god, we're free wide, oh god, we're free wide, and then they all clean each other out.
This is
How are they gonna do that?
And it distracts everyone.
This is exactly why, and those people freaking out over 3 and 4 wide situations are the people that say restrict plate racing requires no skill most of the
Yeah.
time. So it's a little weird, but at the same time, with this rule, it requires even more skill. I think with this rule, more people would shut up about it. Not that that would play a point, a part into the decision making. But I personally think this would be entertaining, and I think people wouldn't be so pissed off after a race if they lost, especially considering that, in my mind, the better the finish, the even if you lost, the less mad you are, to be honest.
The better finish, the better content, and that's why really that's a great idea. Because you want to attract viewers. That's the great you can have a great finish. That's great content for you. That's
And
why
all,
people are watching your streams in the league.
And I'm just saying, on the backstretch, this can get crazy. This can actually force people to play a little bit of a strategy game here. It's like, do you let off, form a pack in the back behind the leaders, and then try to...
Don't let off too much.
Yeah, don't let off too much, like stay in the leader's groove a little bit. And then on the final lap, you get that run off the draft, and then you slingshot past everybody. And, if you block someone under the WL line on the final lap, it's not like obviously you cut him off, but it's not like you destroyed his race or anything, because there can always be that charging guy behind to pick you up and draft you, so
Most definitely.
it'll be interesting.
There's always that one guy that's looking for a way to get up there. They're gonna try.
And in the IROC race, this was going fine. This WL line roll, no WL line roll on the final lap. I was expecting a crazy finish, but Mr. DF kind of destroyed any chance of that. I'm just going to hand it off to Gavin here. What did you see happen?
Okay, so we were running this test session with a bunch of people, and
No, Gavin, this is in the IROC race. This is an IROC race.
For what track?
Talladega, remember, on the final lap?
Yeah, I have one after. Just go ahead and you say it.
From my point of view, I didn't really get a good point of view of the finish because obviously I went on the post car second lap. But what happened was it was starting to go crazy. At least I lasted down back straight. Like on two rolls and less back straight. I tried to move on that. And I swear we were all like 3 wide, battling and being crazy like drunk people. And I got cut off, obviously net code, and spun and flipped right in front of Slick, and there was a big left behind.
So I was going to ask Gavin, and just in case he wanted to put his point of view out, but I was right next to Charlie basically when this happened. Well, not right next to him, but right behind him. So on the final lap, we go, and we get about not mid backstretch, but like near mid. I'm talking about like 1/3 of the backstretch down. So this is just still confusing me. So everyone goes under the WL line a little bit. Like, you don't want to get too far under there because the more you have to come up the track, the more time you lose, and that just And that's back to my point that it requires more skill to do to win here at Talladega and Daytona with this rule, because it requires you to calculate how far you need to go down to where if you come back up you won't lose much time. So that's back to my other point. But anyway, so everyone's down there just a little bit. They're not trying to kill themselves, you know, but
And
all of a sudden,
Charlie.
all of a sudden, Mr. DF,
Yep.
we're in a line about the draft past. I believe it was Speedy Gamer. Yes, it was Speedy Gamer who would actually end up winning this race. We were drafting past him. In fact, Charlie probably had a better chance of winning if he stayed in line with us. But instead, he goes down. I'm not going to be sarcastic and say he went down to the inside wall. He went very low. Like, he went out of the groove. Just where was he going? And back to my point about farther
He was going to 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
He was the car all the way on the apron.
yeah, he was that kind of guy that.
Too much.
Yeah, that's like how low you go when you're about to lag out and your car's spinning. He was.
Limbo in NASCAR.
And remember what I said about the farther down low you go, the less and less momentum you gain going up. Well, good thing for Charlie, he just made the perfect. Him doing that on the backstretch just made the perfect recipe for a slide up in front of the leader, not the leaders, because Speedy Gamer and these other three guys pulling away. In front of me and Gavin and whoever else was behind us, just completely slowing us up. I'm telling you, I probably went down 5 to 10 miles per hour. He was going slow, much slower, and he just pissed everyone off, you know. And again, back to this point, you have to be very smart about this rule. You can't just go all the way down low.
Back to the point about Charlie going all the way down to the like inside wall. Basically, if we were playing limbo in NASCAR, who would win the limbo? How low can you go?
I know. And I don't know if this was the same race, but in one of our races, Charlie went so low that me and Elijah had the biggest drone. We probably could have won the Talladega race. I don't know if it's the same one. But Charlie came up out of the apron and knocked us both out.
I'm pretty sure that's Cyrock.
Oh yeah, but he knocked us both out. Me and Elijah flipped. I hit the wall, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, because Speedy won the race. Charlie effed us all.
Back to this point, I'm pretty sure this is a obvious question, but DK, do you think this rule would be
because Talladega is this. I would say it's more unpredictable because anything can happen there. Because you're going faster than you usually are at Talladega. Well, wait, you're going faster than Daytona. My bad. Excuse me. You're going like what 200 something at Talladega, and Daytona you're at least going just barely 200. But at Talladega anything can happen, so it would most likely be better at Talladega in my opinion.
While we're talking about Talladega.
Yeah, DK, I'm pretty sure you're correct by a long shot, because basically a country mile, because at Talladega, since there's no grass on the backstretch, unlike there used to be, you can go low. You can actually go low with really the only consequence is if you go low enough, like very low, you'll have trouble getting back up in turn straight forward. But otherwise than that,
You two hit it perfectly. That was exactly what I was gonna say. Honestly, you don't want to go too low because there's grass there, and if you go right in the grass, you're losing speed a lot. And what happened in one of the leagues I did one time, I hit the grass and slowly the car spun off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so anyways, the reason why everyone hates it at Daytona, which is the reason why it'll probably never happen at Daytona. It might, but who knows? Is because legit there's grass on the backstretch, like mid backstretch. So it really, the only part of this rule at Daytona that could be effective is maybe like the first third of the backstretch. And I'm telling you, you have to get up quickly unless if you want to go in the chicane. and
Join.
then if you don't want to do that on the backstretch, turns 1 and 2 is a terrible idea, and because legit it's just terrible. And the only chance you have is coming out of turns 4 onto the front stretch, which I'm pretty sure if this rule ever comes in at Daytona, that's where people will try to make their move coming in.
Join the lobby.
So
So don't practice.
yeah, back to hey, why not put in our predictions for the cup race tomorrow? Who do you guys
You
personally
want-
think want to win this one?
Before we do our picks,
Like IRL or in the league?
before we do our picks, the lanes that I think are really gonna be looking, the outside lane. If you can go higher, like the more higher you get, without hitting the wall, the better it might get, but you don't want to get too high. Like if you hit the wall or something, because that bottom is really, really tight. It's tough, but in the truck race, I saw like a lot of people catching and not getting tight in the bottom of the truck, and I was surprised. But
And I most definitely agree with Small there as Okay, let's get now to a point of who do you think is winning the cup race tomorrow at Las Vegas?
In real life or in the
In my league.
in your league?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, forgot.
Turquoise, like long shot and main, like in the main.
Okay.
Who do I think is gonna win? Oh, that's tough.
I don't know. There's a lot of good guys out there.
I know.
Let's kick it off with DK here.
All right. Well, I've been watching a few drivers out there on the field. You know, I would most definitely go with Boger, but you know,
Yeah.
his temper kind of gets to him, and you see where that ended him up last race. And what was it, Xfinity?
Yeah,
When
and
the
also
truck
you
series
see where that
and the
temper
truck
went in
race.
the truck race when he lost.
Yeah. I won. Haha, suck it, Boger. Haha. I'm joking.
I know who I want. I know who I got.
Hold up, Gavin. So, who's your like long shot to win this race, DK?
I would say you, Orange. I would say you, Elijah. Most definitely.
Okay.
You've always been up front, and I want to see you got to win. You got to win this season, right?
In Xfinity at Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, you got to win. So yeah, you've been up there up front. You've been battling in the lead mostly every league race or every race. So I will go with you.
All right. On the Gavin, who do you think's going to win your race and win this race, and who do you think's going to be the long shot?
For one, what do you mean by long shot? For two, I think DK's gonna win this race.
By long shot, I mean if let's say if your pick to win the race maybe gets wrecked, screwed, or something like that, who do you think's winning this thing?
Oh, me for sure.
Like a driver that like people don't think is gonna win, but like people, it might be like it's a long shot if they win.
Me for sure, no doubt. Me.
You can't choose yourself. Come on,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Not in the league.
Heck, I don't know. Who's the worst driver?
Who's the worst driver?
Gavin, it's not really who the worst driver is. It's really like it's more that like I just alright, fine. Long shot for yourself, I guess. We're gonna move on to my pick. I personally think that Boger is probably gonna win this race. He had the fastest car, most definitely in the Xfinity race, no doubt. But maybe his temper might get to him, and maybe some stuff might go down with what DK and Small said earlier. But definitely my long shot to win this race is probably, I'm just gonna say it, let's go Moose. it's gonna be interesting. But if he's in second on the final lap on the leader's bumper, I definitely expect the leader getting the bumper, or maybe just both of them getting the bumper.
Bottom looks good. Still there.
Two.
Still there. All clear. Car there on your outside.
Again, we're shooting ourselves again.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
Oh, everyone's picking me.
DK, you've already won once at this race. You might as well do it
Alright
again.
guys, we're gonna wrap it up, our first NASCAR Pepsi Cup Series podcast
Still there.
right here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No pun intended.
Yep. You can, if you all would thank Small, DK, and Gavin for showing up here today for the podcast, or take time out of the day to do this and stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the stream or whatever podcast. Yeah, subscribe to Small's channel at DK Designs.
That's not my
I don't know where your channel is. Come on,
DK is carnage. DK is carnage.
Small.
Okay,
No
DK
double E on the final lap.
DK Designs. And Gavin McLemore. Make sure to
That's just my design
make sure to subscribe to them. Again, they take time out of their day to do this. And I don't know what to say now, so we're just going to end it here at 37 minutes exactly. Yeah.
My stream will end after this race, and me and Small are side by side in Talladega.
Yeah, subscribe to DK Designs.
Oh my, yeah, subscribe to my company for online fucking games, okay?
I mean, it's my content. Here we go. Okay. My video will end after this race. Who's going to win?
DK, why do I see that picture you sent on lap 2? Where it says DK
Here comes Small. We're side by side, and I will win here in Talladega.
Wait, what?
I beat Small in Talladega.
Alright, I'm gonna go
What now?
pee in the PS party.